Hello and welcome to the climb to 1800. I've been gone for about 2 weeks, and that is because I had finals for school, and it was pretty intense, and I'm not trying to sacrifice my grades. So now school has officially ended. I will be back on the climb. I did not want to quit. I just had to for a little bit, and hopefully I haven't lost too much scale because I've actually been playing quite a bit at school and at and on my own. I have no idea. I've never in my life seen the bird played for real. I thought it was kind of a mythical beast. We're just gonna play d5 though. I mean, supposedly f4 is not a great move. It's dubious, but I'm sure that at my level it's actually pretty decent. I'm just gonna try to not lose too much time in the opening. I assume that my opponent is playing this offbeat kind of tricky opening so that nobody has any prep against them, which, you know, what, fair play. If I had to restart this game, I don't know why I didn't just play my King's Indian, to be fair, but I was thinking in terms of I have to punish him for making a kind of a foolish move, but sometimes you do have to be solid, and I'm thinking I could probably break with e5 right away. Takes. Oh, I fully thought my queen was on e8. Okay, never mind. Forgot I said that. I like this move, honestly. However, it's kind of inviting him to put his bishop there, which he wants. Nothing can really be wrong with bringing my knight out, though, so I'll just do that. But again, I have absolutely... I don't think I've actually ever played against the bird. Like, ever. So definitely going to be an interesting game. Hopefully, opponent doesn't crush me since I don't know what's going on. But I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? I'm just going to play bishop here. My reasoning is that I'm going to try to make it like a semi-Caro Kann type of thing where I play e6 and then castle. However, I'm actually not loving my position because I think that on the next few moves he's going to be able to get in like c3, e5, sorry, d4, e4. So I'm going to slow down drastically right now because I am feeling like I might have... Obviously, I'm not much worse right now, but I feel like I might have not capitalized on some of the advantage that I might have had from him playing dubiously. But for now, let's just play e6. If he ever plays like h3, by the way, I probably will just capture because I don't want to get trapped. That would be very bad. And I'm basically... Well... What's my long-term plan? Because I really don't want to castle long and allow him to just fling his pawns at me. By the way, today I won my all-school chess tournament, which has been going on for this entire year. I think it was like 60 players. I won it last year as well, so I am the two-time reigning champion of that, but I'm going off to college, so I will not be able to hold my title next year, unfortunately. But still a lot of fun to do, and as I said, I have been playing a bit of chess. Not for rating, of course, because I would never cheat on you guys, but at school and some bullet and blitz games when I had the time, so I shouldn't be fully rusty, but so that's at least a little bit of the consolation, but I'm sure that I am not going to be playing at my peak for maybe a few days. And by the way, I also have a seniors only trip to Zion next week, so I'll be gone 4 days then as well. Maybe I'll experiment with pre-recording videos. I'm very technologically unadvanced when it comes to recording and YouTube and stuff, so maybe that'll be interesting, but it definitely feels good to get back in front of the camera, start making these videos again. I really do enjoy it, and it was never my intention to stop doing them or anything like that. It was just life got in the way. And opponent has been thinking for a minute now, which is a good sign for me. It means that they're maybe not as familiar with the position as I was led on to believe. I'm a little bit afraid of a future where they play f5, but I'm sure that I can deal with that in some way or another. And, I mean, I'm excited to see what they do. I'm probably going to castle short myself, and then it's probably going to be a game where we're both playing for space on the queen side. But obviously this game can go anywhere right now. However, if I had to choose one side to play as, I think I would choose black, just because I don't know, it's like a reverse Dutch or something, but it doesn't, I don't know, something, my gut tells me it's dubious. I'll put it that way. My gut tells me it's dubious, even though it might not be. For a second, by the way, in the opening, I thought that he played g4, which is the worst opening in chess. It's called the Grob. The bird is actually semi non-dubious. I'm not totally sure, but it's definitely not popular. An opponent has spent like 5 minutes. Okay, there we go. It was 3 minutes, actually, not 5 minutes. I was exaggerating. Okay. He tries to break immediately. Obviously, the weakness there that creates is the e4 square, which I can kind of occupy instantly if I wanted to. In an ideal world, I could maybe take here and then... Oh my gosh, wait. I see a world in which I take... No, in which I take, and then somehow I pin him. Obviously, that doesn't work right now because my bishop would be hanging. However, if I play knight to e5, I'm actually threatening to take the knight, then after the recapture, to take this pawn. No, I wouldn't be, because actually after knight e5, knight e4, some other move, then captures, he can actually, now that I look at it a bit closer, take my knight first, and then I'm not doing great. But this might look dubious, guys. This might look dubious. I want to play b6, A, because it solidifies the threat of this pin, but B, because I'm going to want to play c5 in the near future. So I think I'm just going to do it. And even though I am maybe playing a little bit of hope chess right now, hoping that he makes a mistake, and I'm sure that that's a bad move, to be honest, but... You know, you never know. You really never know. Again, the threat right now that I have on the board is captures, and then if the queen recaptures, I win the queen. But opponent is rated 1739, so that actually I regret playing that. Not because I think it's terrible. It's probably not a great move, but b6 probably isn't going to win or lose me the game. It's just. I'm trying to move away from hoping my opponent makes a mistake, and I feel like that just moving forward, that is the type of move that I want to avoid. That being said, I will feel like a genius if they miss something right now. For example, the very natural move, knight c3, would walk into the same tactic. But we will see what they do. My opponent is lower on time than me too, which is a rare occurrence if you've watched. And by the way, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. I think that we're at like 992. So if you're watching and you are not subscribed and you want to see more videos where I am on the climb to 1,800, please join me for the ride. I would love to have you on this ride. Ooh, I think that he fell for it. Here takes, I can take here. Let's do it. I've already calculated it, so we're just going to do it. Okay, then now I capture here. And again, if queen recaptures, I can pin him. So it looks like we are winning a pawn. Or, I mean, I'm assuming that my opponent won't blunder that. But it looks like we are at least winning a pawn, which I'm happy about. And after the recapture, I can recapture with my knight, and I am more than happy with this position. For obvious reasons. I mean, I'm up a pawn, for goodness sake. I'm trying to think, what do I do if... Okay, so he brings his bishop back. Oh, because I would have just captured it. Probably traded the knight on the next move. You know what? Let's bring our bishop out. We are now threatening many discoveries. Many discoveries. However, at the same time, that might have been a bad move, because he probably has... Yeah, I actually really regret playing so quickly. Oh, but at the same time, I don't think that my opponent punished me as well as he could have. Because now I actually have, I believe that I have at least knight f5. And the reason that I have knight f5 is because that just puts 2 attackers on this pawn. And I don't really want to go back to a square where I'm unprotected. This looks too loose for me. If I go here, then he's probably going to play rook e1. And after that, I can just castle. And I think that I'm happy there. Yeah. Or I can just go back here. Maybe that's a little bit more solid. But I like the idea of keeping the fire roaring. And I also like rerouting maybe to e7 a bit better than moving back to a square where I'm unprotected. So just trying to limit the amount of places where I'm vulnerable. And obviously I'm not going to capture there and blunder my rook. That would be pretty unfortunate. And thankfully he does not have e4 because this pawn is pinned, which is nice to note. So yeah, we are up a pawn, so theoretically we should be better. And by the way, it's funny that I mentioned that this looks like the Dutch, what my opponent played, because I'll put you in this screen for a moment. The game review is not game review, obviously, but the sidebar is telling me my opponent played the Birds opening, the Dutch variation, so no wonder it looked pretty similar, I guess. Okay, exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, okay, so he just protects this pawn. I don't think there's anything really more to that. Let's see, obviously taking is not an option. Takes. Do I pin or anything? No, I don't. Oh, wait, after I play, could I get away with knight here? Wait, knight here. Then if he takes there, I take... Wait a minute. Wait, this actually needs some calculation. If I play here, can he defend it again? I guess he could put his queen there, but if he puts his queen there, that doesn't even work, because then I take anyway, then takes. Wait. Knight g4, right? Let's say takes. No, sorry. Knight g4, queen here would be the better move. Oh, no, it wouldn't be, because then I play that. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a good move. Except for the fact that it blunders a knight in one move. Wow, I can't believe I was about to do that. I'm sure that people were screaming at their screens just now, telling me not to. Wow, I cannot believe that I almost just actually played that move. That is worrying, but I'm glad that I guess I'm glad that I didn't. That would have been an unfortunate way to lose this game. Instead of that, maybe I just castle, play it a little bit more solid, or I could even play h5. But I don't want to get too aggressive. I don't feel like that would actually be warranted too much. I could also move this rook, threatening to capture here. That seems reasonable as well. Instead, I think I'm just going to castle. Because bad things come to those who hold off castling. And you can quote me on that, because that is true. And if he ever moves his king, by the way, I'm probably just going to move this rook. Because if he moves his king, his idea is probably to... What did I say? Yeah. By the way, do I have any sacks? Here. I don't think I do. Obviously, his idea now is to push this pawn. And I kind of have to take it, and then after this recapture, I'm pretty uncomfortable. Wait a minute. Captures. Wait, captures. I recapture with check. He goes there. Do I actually have anything there? Like any mating attacks? I don't think I do, and also I just realized he would take the queen first, probably. No, but then I take there. Wait, captures, right? Then he has to play king to g1. Then I have nothing, so maybe this isn't a good idea. Yeah, okay, I do have nothing there. So instead of that, I think I'm just going to move this rook with the idea of just being able to take for once. Or I could play here, which also seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, let's actually play knight here because it also threatens this fork. But more than that, it blocks this bishop from having such a dangerous line of attack. So yeah, let's actually play this. I like this move a little bit better. And if he wants to take and then trade queens, I'm actually fine with that. Yeah, I'm more than fine with that. Even if it doubles my pawns, I think that it's worth it because I think that I would have the much better position due to his lack of development of his minor pieces. Same thing goes for if he plays knight c3. I think I just trade. And by the way, he wouldn't do that because that would double his pawns and give him a much worse position. So this game is turning out to be pretty interesting, pretty unlike other games that I've played. In most other games, you do not face the bird, so that's one thing. That makes it very interesting. Interestingly enough, it's actually not so intuitive how he blocks this, because if he moves his rook, for example, then I actually am winning a pawn and having a nice position because of that. And if he moves his queen, it's not so clear where... Okay, so instead he just opts to take. I mean, that makes sense. I assume he's going to probably trade queens now, but there are probably a few other moves that make somewhat sense. If he does opt to trade queens, I'm not sure which rook I'll take with quite yet. I'll probably take with the F rook, but don't quote me on that. And I think that I'm very happy with these developments, because now I've basically created a permanent weakness for him. I'm up a pawn, and I'm enjoying life. If he doesn't take me right now, then I probably play queen to d3 and put even more pressure on this pawn. And kind of get in his face a little bit too. And by the way, if he plays queen e2 or there, okay, so now he's attacking this pawn. Now I think I actually play queen d3 for sure, because if he takes, my pawn is like so dangerous. It's actually almost funny. I mean, I see no reason not to do it. Let's just do it. Again, if he takes, my pawn will be incredibly dangerous, and I'll put a rook behind it, and it'll be a nuisance for him for the entire rest of the game. And defense of his e3 pawn is completely pinning down the usage of his rook and bishop. I think that I am very happy here positionally and materially because I'm up a pawn, but in no way is this definitive. I have lost so many games that I should never lose. So I will never say a game is over until checkmate is delivered. I assume that he won't trade queens though because of everything I just mentioned. He might. I mean, but if he moves his queen, then okay. So his idea is that after captures, he isn't giving me a passed pawn, and he isn't fixing my pawn structure, which does make sense. However, I think I just take. I just take and I'm up a pawn, and I think I'm just really happy. Because now I bring my... Why am I playing so fast, by the way? This isn't... Okay. I don't know why I'm playing so fast now. Not what I want to be doing. Obviously, his move there was to stop this check. I'm tempted to play bishop here, but that hangs this pawn. This knight is actually going to be a little bit of a nuisance moving forward. Wait, if he takes his pawn, though, is he cooked? Because I have this check then. Then he has to go up. Then I have captures with check. Wait a minute. If he takes his pawn, he might actually be cooked. Let's see. The move I want to play right now is c6 because it stops his knight from jumping into b5. So let's see. c6, knight takes, check up here. Now check. If he takes with this, I win his rook. Check. If he takes with his other rook, I capture, and then if he captures, I win his rook again. If c6 captures, check, king up here, here, and he goes here, and that's actually just going to be, I think, mate in a few moves. Or at the very least, he has to run up to g4, and I'm winning a knight. So, under my analysis, this should be a good move. However, at the same time, he might also just play here. But if he does that, I'm just going to give it a check. So, yeah, this is a good move. Think I've confirmed it. I think that he loses if he takes this pawn. I think so. Realize I'm not totally sure. I'm also realizing one thing Okay. Well, I'm not going to think too long. I mean, I thought about this already. Yeah, I've already discussed this, so I'm not going to talk about it for much longer. And I am realizing, actually, that if he goes up here, this isn't checkmate, as I thought it was, because he actually has rook here. However, I mean, that looks totally dominating. Yeah, because I actually play takes, then I play, yeah, okay, yeah, no. This position is totally dominating. No matter what he does, pretty much. However, I am more annoyed by this move than I thought I would be. Here, check. Here. Captures, king cap. Okay, well, we'll cross that bridge if he does end up playing king to f3, which I think is the best move. However, how did I miss king to h3? But, I mean, at the same time, I won back the pawn, so I don't think it actually matters too much. So I should be happy either way, because I won back the pawn. The only real danger there was not winning back the pawn, and I did, so I should be totally fine. And by the way, he could blunder checkmate. Yeah, I'm pretty darn confident that I'm winning here, but I'm gonna have to be precise, I think. Oh, okay, so he just sacks the exchange. Interesting. I don't think that was the best idea, but, I mean, to each their own. I think that he didn't have to sack the exchange. But I'm not going to complain. And this might actually not be as clear-cut as I'm making it sound, because, yeah, now his bishop is incredibly annoying. And, yeah, I was afraid of that move. Well, not afraid. Afraid is the wrong word. Annoyed by that move, for sure. Because no matter what, he's going to take here on the next move, pretty much. Okay, so now I'm winning. I'm fairly confident in that. Not entirely confident in that, but I'm pretty darn sure. The obvious move is to bring my rook here, and I think that is what I'm going to end up doing. Because even if he takes their takes, I can just push this pawn to a light square, and he's never going to be able to touch it. So let's just do that. I can't keep this pawn, so there's no reason trying to. Okay, Wait, there's no reason to play fast right now. No reason to play fast. I can't take there, obviously. I don't want to lose this pawn unless it's for a good reason, and I'm not seeing any good reason to. Yeah, I'm not going to play this because that would blunder bishop to b6. So let's just push this pawn one square and play it slowly. And be assured that I'm up material. And if he lets me, I'm going to bring my other rook to the d file, then try to trade rooks. And then try to win, and then just take all the pawns. And I should be winning after that if opponent lets me do that, at least. Which they definitely shouldn't. Whoa. I'm not sure you guys can see this, but the spelling of... I thought that this was the Turkey flag, and it looks like it is, but it's spelled in a way that I've never seen before. That's interesting. Never seen the U with the 2 dots above it like that. I mean, I guess I have, but I never knew what it meant. An opponent is thinking, which makes sense because I'm definitely in the better position. I'll just say that. And my only real annoyance is the fact that these pawns are connected while my corresponding pawns aren't. Okay, that's a good move. That's a very good move. The reason that's a good move is because it stops me having any ideas of putting my rook here. But at the same time, I might still want to connect my rooks somehow. Like this still. Or, you know what? Let's start off with connecting the rooks. Actually, no. If I play this, then I feel like he's going to solidify his bishop with this move. Oh no, he's going to do that either way, because I can't take after that. So let's actually just connect the rooks. Don't really see anything that can go too wrong with that. And as long as I can neutralize these pawns, I should be fine. However, his bishop is incredibly strong, so I'm not going to deny that. Okay. Opponent making sensible moves, for sure. Now I could actually sack a pawn here, and then if he takes, I play this. But I don't think that that's actually a good idea, because that would make his pawns way too strong. I think that I'm just gonna have to start pushing my own pawns. If I play this and he takes there, then oh no, I still can't go there. Yeah, this is actually even less clear cut than I thought it was. I'm pretty sure I'm better, but I'm very much regretting not bringing my other rook to d1 instead of... I don't know why I connected them like this. It's actually hard to find weaknesses in this position, to be honest. Yeah, it's actually very hard to find weaknesses, which I'm very annoyed about. I could harass his bishop a little bit more, but I don't see what that would really achieve. Okay, instead, I'll just stop his pawns from... No, because then he takes there. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this pawn is actually very annoying to me. Okay, now I'm also down on time by quite a bit. You know what? Let's just make a little bit of a waiting move. I want to see what he's going to do. Because he has to do something as well. Like, he can't just wait infinitely for me. Because eventually, he's going to run out of good moves, and then hopefully I'll find something in the cracks. I mean, I have a rook for a bishop, but he has... it seems fair compensation for it in terms of his connected pawns on the queen side and a very strong bishop. But we'll see what I can pull off. I mean, the second that he moves his bishop, I win the game pretty much. So, I mean, he won't move his bishop, but it's also hard to make progress if that's the case. Okay, he brings his king over. Not fully seeing the idea there. You know what? Let's just maybe stop him from making any more progress, I guess. But I also don't want to give him this move. And I really don't want to play this because that would... Actually... No, I really don't want to play g6 because that helps his his dark square bishop get even more power. Now, this is hard. This is very difficult. I might even want to go back here and then try to connect my rooks again. But you know what? Let's just make a little bit of a waiting move. Let's make a waiting move. Also stopping his pawns from advancing a little bit. The annoyance is the fact that he has eyes on this pawn. Okay, so he just made the same move back and forth. So he obviously wants to draw. I obviously don't. I think that I'm going to play g6 now and kind of walk my king up. So let's just do it. I don't have much time. So now I'm going to try to walk my king up. So he's just repeating moves, it would appear, but I don't think that he can get away with simply repeating moves. I think that I do have... Okay, so he thinks that I have no way of breaking through. I don't agree with him, though. I do not agree with him. However, if he wants to keep on making the same move again and again, be my guest, please. Please, give me free tempo. Useful to realize that this is not a fork, because my king defends it. That would be an unfortunate way to lose. And, you know, I still need to find a way of breaking through, because it's still not clear how I'll do it. I guess that I'll have the g5 push. I guess I'm relying on the g5 push. But a worry that I'm having is after here takes, can't he just push h5? It might be the case that he can. So I'll have to be very careful. I have a feeling that he isn't just going to move his king back this move, though. So maybe he'll change the paradigm a little bit. Maybe. But then again, if history serves as an indicator, probably not. And looks like I'm going to have to grind this one out, as I often have to. But, ooh, that's interesting. That might actually be a very good move. I think that his idea is to come back here and attack these pawns, but I'm not totally sure if that's going to work out for him. For the simple reason that I can simply defend these pretty nicely with my own rook. However, he might force a perpetual, is what I'm afraid of. Yeah, I'm afraid that he's going to force a perpetual by attacking one pawn then the other one. Very weird game, indeed. Yeah, I think that he might have made a very good move there, actually. His bishop is so annoying for stopping me from getting there. I definitely made a mistake earlier, and I think that I'm going to have to admit that eventually and go back to d1. And then I'm going to have to kind of go back to a2 and then try to gobble up some of his pawns. Now, I think that his best move is probably... Oh, that's actually no. That's a bad move. And I'll tell you, oh no, that's a good move. So he's hoping that I play like this or something, and then he wins a rook or something because of the double attack. Yeah, so he's relying on this discovery. However, I simply can move my king. And I kind of wanted him over here in the first place, to be honest. I'm wondering if I can get away with not doing that. Let's see. Here, check. Then takes with check. Then I take there. But no, that isn't good enough. I think I have to go over here. And to be honest, this might be a draw. I'm not totally sure. However, actually, he might have messed up a little bit now, because now I can defend my c-pawn with my king, which I couldn't do before. That might be essential, actually. Because before, my king would have been one tempo away while he was rotating between my pawns. But now my king is close enough that my king could actually be a defender. Okay, so the obvious move. He attacks my pawn. Useful to note that I cannot attack his bishop right now because he would simply give me a check and then take my pawn. So I think that I actually have to probably defend this pawn, or bad things will happen to me. And what I was noticing before, I should say it more clearly now, is that after he attacks this pawn, I can actually go king d7, and everything is defended. And then I have a rook free to do kind of whatever I want up here. However, I also have not been looking at the clock at all, and I have 1 minute and 17 seconds, so that is definitely also a factor to consider. Okay, I'm going to play my move quickly. I was talking about it. And if he isn't careful, I'm going to attack his bishop and then threaten to do some devious things to him. To put it a bit obscenely, I guess. And now that I'm looking at it, I definitely should have actually played king up here, winning a tempo on his rook. The reason I didn't do that was because I didn't want to really walk into any scenarios where I'm on a dark square because he has a dark squared bishop. And I didn't want to give him like bishop b4 or something. So that's why I played king to d7. I'm just trying to stay on a light square. Okay, so he plays the move that I was expecting, going back. However, now I can go over here, and now I'm threatening this check. So I'm expecting him to stand this diagonal. Yeah, okay, so that definitely makes sense. He stays on the diagonal. I can give him this check, but it's unclear what that actually achieves at the current moment. I mean, it wins time, I guess. So let's just do it. I'm assuming he'll come up. Okay. Honestly, I might have to offer a draw. I'm not sure if I can break through. Okay, you know what? I'm going to just solidify the pawns on this side of the board, because I don't want to lose in any stupid way. Or I could walk my king over here and defend these two pawns, but that looks dangerous. So instead, let's just gain some tempo. And if he offers a draw, honestly, I might take it. I don't want to. I never like draws, but... Oh, he made it interesting. Okay, good. Okay, I don't have much time to deliberate, so let's just capture. Okay, he takes with the king. That's interesting. That's okay. Finally, there's some life in this game. Now, the last thing I want to allow him to do is to walk down there. So let's give him this check, stopping him from going down there. And now let's go over here, just playing fast. And now I'm back up over a minute, which is important. And, okay, so he attacks my rook. Makes complete sense. Where do I go? Where do I go? I might just go back, honestly. No. Going back doesn't seem very good. Let's stay on a light square. Let's go over here. And then I think I'm threatening to play king e8 followed by f6. Now we both have pawns that are semi-weak. So it looks like there will, in fact, be a victor of this game. Now, if it's me, I'm not totally sure. Okay, he attacks me yet again. If I play back over here, he's probably just going to want to repeat moves. You know what? I don't have much time, so let's just maybe repeat once. Yeah, I have no time. But, so let's go over here now. Now that I've gained a little bit of time. He can't really attack me again so easily. And now I'm probably just going to play king over here. Because even if he plays rook here, I actually win a pawn, and then he wins a pawn too. But it isn't... might actually be worth it in that scenario. Oh, however, if this goes on for too long, I might have to offer a draw, because I'm not in the business of trying to turn drawn games into wins. I just feel like that's kind of just a bad attitude. Ooh, interesting. Okay, let's play king here. There is a trap. If he plays here, I win, I think. Because if he plays king in here with the idea of of disallowing f6, I actually have an intermediate check, which would force him away and then allow me to play f6. That's interesting. Is it good, though? I don't think so. If it's good is a separate question altogether. Wait a minute. Did he screw the pooch? I'm actually going to play over here with a devious idea. I'm threatening f6 followed by a ladder mate. Wow. I think he'll probably see it. But you never know. So let's play f6. And I think he just lost his bishop. Oh, no, he didn't. Yes, he did, because I play here, and I'm threatening a ladder mate. Yeah, so he lost his bishop. Yay! Let's go. Finally, he slips up more than a little bit. And now I should be able to easily convert this. Whoa. He resigns. Good. Wow. Okay, that was an intense game. I'm very glad that we played that, and I think that this is an all-time high, 1660. Wow. Okay, let's do the game review. I'm so pleased that I ended up winning that. I was very unsure if I was going to be able to pull that off. Okay, not a great game by either of us. I did have a brilliancy. I'm excited to see what that is. I'm kind of... Oh, it's probably the knight sack, which might have led to the queen pin if he messed up. But only I had 74% accuracy, 74.6, so maybe closer to 75. Opponent had 71.1. And the estimated elos, my opponent was estimated at 1600, and I was estimated at 1650, which I'm not too mad about because, after all, I am 1650. So let's go. Again, this game was probably a bit of a lower accuracy than normal because I have no idea what this opening was. Excuse me. Okay, so already I'm not playing the best moves. But I don't think it matters too much. So yeah, I already had like a small advantage, and I should have tried to punish him a little bit more with h5, lashing out a little bit sooner. Instead, yeah, all this is fine. e6, playing it like a Caro-Kann seems fine. b6 is a mistake because I was playing hope chess, as I said after the move. If I were to play this in like a tournament against somebody who I really didn't want to lose to or anything, I would probably play bishop e7, which is the best move. So not trying for tricks, but just being solid. But then he does mess up, which allows me a brilliant move. Even though it's not brilliant in my opinion, I think it's pretty easy to see. Instead he should have taken with the rook. Why? Wait, why? Why? Oh, I see why. Because now the difference is I can't sack this knight, because if I do, it's a blunder now, because he can play. Oh, I guess it isn't a blunder because I still can't take. I'm going to play d3 and then back to c6. But now, actually, I'm not totally sure why this is any better for him, but computer is claiming that it is. Instead, he takes with the bishop, which gives me a little bit of an advantage. I get this move. He finds a great move. If he hadn't done that, I would have just traded. Now I threaten a discovery. He messes up because, yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't play bishop c4. Bishop c4 just looks better. Playing e3 really just gave me a target to attack for kind of the rest of the game. So I attack it again. He defends. And, by the way, I can't believe that in this position I considered knight g4. That would have been so tragic. I castle. He moves his king. Obviously, he's looking at e5 ideas now. Yeah, okay. And I jump into the center. Much better would have been h5. And my advantage here was actually stronger than I even thought it was. Although it depends on how deep the analysis is that you're looking at. Although actually both analyses, both this board, the analysis, and the review both claim that I have over a 2 advantage. So I do throw it away slightly, and he finds the best move, but so do I. I'm very pleased that I found queen d3, even though it's kind of an obvious move. It's definitely the only move that keeps us. Yeah, actually, I guess a5 is pretty decent too, but bishop or queen d3 was definitely the clear favorite. I should not have traded. Instead, I should have played rook to d8. I didn't mention it, but I actually was considering rook to d8. But the reason I didn't play it was because I thought that he could actually avoid the queen trade pretty easily. But I suppose that now I'm just crushing it with my superior development. Instead of that, obviously I trade, and I put my rook on the file, and yeah, now I do mess up. Instead, I should have... What should I have done? Oh, that's interesting. Instead of that, I should have played rook to d3 with the idea that if he takes here, now I'm taking with... Oh, no. If he takes there, I give the same check idea. Oh. And if he doesn't take there, like... So if I play this and he doesn't take, and he plays like bishop to d2 or something, for example, now I'm just winning this pawn straight up. Or playing this move, threatening this pawn, I suppose. So, okay, yeah, I did miss that. I'm not sure I fully understand it, to be honest, but, like, and I guess I made that clear by not explaining it very well, because I didn't understand it too well, but whatever. Now he brings his king up. I take, which is a big mistake. I only had one good move, and it was to capture here. Well, okay. In my mind, I liked taking with check, and I liked the idea of some worlds where he blunders mate in 1. But I guess that I can't assume that my opponent's going to have mate in 1. And by the way, now looking at this, it's so crystal clear that bishop takes is better, because this is putting pressure on the pinned piece. Like, just very clearly. And then all you can really do is block it. But then at this point, I just put more pressure on it. What would have happened if he played this, by the way? Defending this bishop. Oh, then all of his pieces are tied up, and I just play rook d8 anyway. Interesting. But yeah, he messes up. I thought that he had king to f3. Let's see what the computer thinks. I guess king to f3 is not the greatest move, if it's not telling me already. No, king f3 is the second computer move. King h3 was the first one, and that's the one that I didn't see at all. So yeah, he could have avoided being down the exchange, but he just didn't. And now here comes the struggle where I just did not find a way to break through. I should have pushed my pawn earlier. I did not do that. Now I'm just kind of making terrible waiting moves. I should have gone back, tried to regroup, avoid the d2 square a little bit earlier. And yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing, but my opponent also is very clearly just making waiting moves. Now my opponent is bringing his rook in, which I thought was pretty sensible. And I missed a great move. Let me see if I can find it. Because the evaluation is high enough that it looks like I had something really good. Okay, I'm not seeing it, so let's just get a little bit of a hint. It's a rook move. Should I have checked? No, that would have lost. Okay, where does it want me to go? It wants me to go here. Wait, what? It wants me to allow the Oh. What in the world am I talking about? There is no possible discovery check if the thing being checked can be taken. But I don't, okay. Sometimes I don't know, I overestimated this discovery so much. I think that this would have worked too. Oh no, it wouldn't have, because then he trades rooks. No, he's not, okay, so never mind. But yeah, I forgot that if I play rook to d3, which I'll admit I didn't actually see, any discovery, I can just take the piece that's discovering and I win. So yeah, missed that. Very interesting to see in hindsight. Oh, wait a minute. Chess.com's analysis is getting much better. Look at this. You defend a pawn in the short term, but at the cost of making your rook passive. Try activating your pieces instead. Your opponent made a mistake, but you missed your chance to punish them. It's getting much better at giving good feedback. So what would have been better? Better is threatening the bishop, which, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But we know, because I thought that then he gives me a check, and then he's taking this pawn. I guess after f6, if he takes here, though, my threats are just too strong. But after, wait, once this, but then he's taking here too. Oh. Oh wait, what I missed was the fact that he's actually almost getting checkmated. Okay, so I missed the fact that my checkmate threat was massive there. Okay, yeah, that's interesting, and then I could have gobbled his pawns on my own terms. But anyway, I get a little bit passive. As I said, going up here was a little bit better because I thought that he had bishop to here, but I could have just taken. Wait a minute, but doesn't he have bishop here? Oh, but then I just hide my king, and this pawn is permanently defended, and then maybe I can even have ideas of playing king to b7, defending both these pawns and freeing up this rook. Okay, so I missed that. This is now fine. He makes a mistake. Yeah, he basically breaks through for me. Should have played king to e7 a little bit sooner. That makes total sense. Because here I just kind of wander around listlessly for a while. Very glad I didn't offer a draw, though. And then eventually I do find a king e7. Then he makes the mistake of allowing his king to get trapped. And then it just goes downhill from there because I cut off his bishop. And I mean, look. This is checkmate. The only way to stop checkmate is to take on f6. And then he can bring this rook in. But obviously this is so dead loss, it's not even worth playing. Instead of moving his king up, he could have played bishop to d4. But then I thought I still have f6. Or, I mean, f5. Wait, but then after this, king h4. Is this, oh, it's not checkmate anymore because, oh, he slid out of the way to allow his rook up. But now, I mean, come on. If I can't win this, I don't deserve to play chess. Okay. So, fair enough. All that was winning, though. And we are now at an all-time high of 1660, which I was not expecting since I hadn't played, and I thought I was going to be super rusty. But thank you for watching. I will catch you tomorrow, and I will catch you Sunday. However, I am gone Monday through Thursday of next week because my senior class is taking a trip up to Zion in Utah, which maybe I shouldn't disclose, but I also have a feeling that nobody is really out to get me. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow. I missed saying that so much. Bye-bye.